Mark is outside mowing. It's VE day, so it's a Ferrier day, and there is um I don't know whether it's a law. It's to do with neighbour noise, and you can, on a Ferrier day and on a Sunday, you can mow or make noise after 10 and before 12. So he's out there mowing between 10 and 12. It's 20 to 11. And it got me thinking that when you are born and grow up and live in a place or in a country where there are certain rules and regulations that just are, they become innate, they become intrinsic to the way that you live, and you understand them, and it just is. So what I found in the 19 years we've been here, 18 years that we've been here, is that it doesn't come naturally for me. And every May I forget quite often how many Ferrier days there are. Every May it's like, oh God, it's a Ferrier day. Oh, and it isn't instinctive in me. And I thought about, I mean, this for both of us is the longest we've ever lived in one place. I think it's 18 years we've been here. We got here in 2006. It's the longest we've ever been static and in one place. Before that, for me, I was brought up in Kent, and for the first 11 years I was brought up in I lived in the same, no I didn't, I lived around about the same place for 11 years. My dad was a policeman, so we moved around, and we moved from the Sevenoaks area, we moved to Dover, and then we moved from Dover to Whitstable, and then we moved from Whitstable to just outside Ashford, and then I stayed in Ashford for quite a long time actually. I stayed around Ashford for quite a long time, and then I left, went to live with Mark, and then we went down to the West Country. But I've never been in one place long enough to understand how that particular vicinity or that particular culture have a rhythm in their life that they are used to. Sorry, glasses are steaming up. And I'm thinking about here and how there are certain things that happen every year that is just instinctive for the natives of my vicinity. They don't think about it, it just is, and it happens the same every year, whereas I'm sort of coming up behind or taken by surprise or sort of left out of the I didn't get the memo, I suppose is one way to say it. And I was aware of it also when we lived in the West Country, because the West Country is quite different, I think. Coming from Kent and the southeast to the West Country, the West Country is still quite different. And so there were cultural things in Bideford and then Torrington, where we lived in both places. Again, that those that had lived there and stayed there and born there just knew, it just was, this is what we do. We always do this. We always do this on this day. This is what happens on this day. And it made me think I'm always a stranger. Even after 18 years here, I'll always be, or, another 10, 20 years, maybe, I don't know. I'm always a stranger because I don't have that instinctive, innate knowledge of the norms of this society. And quite often I'll get somebody come and make a comment on my vlogs. Um, Quite often it will be from somebody probably who's French, and sort of, well, you ought to know that. You should know that. I'm surprised. Why can't you know that? And it's quite frustrating because I'm thinking, but you know it because you live here. You know it. It's your language. It's not my language. And I want to transport those people that get angry with me for not being French enough for them. I want to transport them and drop them into England and see and let them feel how it feels to live in a foreign land, even after all these years. And I started to wonder to myself as I was thinking these things, as you do when you're laying awake in the night, am I comfortable here? Is this really comfortable for me to be always a stranger? Um, and it is, but there is a discomfort that I'm willing to live with in order for me to live here, enjoy the life we have here, and stay here. There's a part of me that is willing to not be quite on message. I think that's I think that's the thing. I'm not quite on message. I don't think I ever will be. Um, and I just think that those people that, even my friends, even my, my friends, my French friends, will not understand why I don't understand. It just won't occur to them. It isn't something that occurs to you. If you've spent your whole life in one place and never experienced living your life in another place, then it won't occur to you that you're not quite on message. And I don't know. I don't know whether there is something that I could do that would make me more on message. I don't think there is, because I'm not. Um, I'm as integrated as I'm going to be. All of the people in my art class are French. I've been going there for 6 years. That's my tribe. That's my team. That I can't remember what the word is in French. I remember having to talk about it when I went for naturalisation. Entourage. It's my entourage. My entourage is the people I see once a week in the art class, and outside of the art class as well. That's my entourage. But it doesn't make me any more integrated than I have been. Um, I feel that we're integrated. But I think the other thing is that Mark and I are quite happy to be here and not be out socializing in the way many people do. I think lots of people are out socializing because it helps support them, helps them feel integrated. It helps them feel. It helps them be in touch with themselves and meets their needs. And we don't tend to need that so much. I think especially over the last 8 years, we've sort of been less and less out there and more in here, because we just love the space we're in and we're happy here, and we don't feel the need to go out and be with other people in the way some people do. That's just the way it is. Somebody said to me in a comment that isn't there now that that I'm lonely, and I'm thinking, why do you think I'm lonely? I'm not lonely. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy communicating this way. But then I've been communicating in some way or other virtually for ever since 2003, 2002, 2001. I've been on various forums, which is another way of virtually communicating with people. It's what I've done, and I started off, I think it was the poultry forum when we first started to think about getting chickens. I mean, that's where I first wet my feet on a forum. But I also used to make blogs I was on MySpace. I don't know where that is now. I don't know where my blog is either. I used to do a blog about the chickens. It was a free blog. I can't remember, free something, and of course things like that you lose if you don't own them, and that's gone. But I used to love doing, doing a vlog about the chickens, and more a blog about the chickens, and uploading photos. So this has always been how I have communicated with the outside world, and I'm happy with it. I'm not lonely. I don't do it because I'm lonely. I do it because I enjoy it. And it might look a bit dark in here because all the shutters behind me are closed. I'm just thinking about how dark this looks now. Anyway, so I just was thinking about that. Maybe someone can come up with words that describe more succinctly what I am describing, but it is a feeling of not quite on message. I certainly became more aware of it when I worked and lived in Bideford. That those that had been lived and brought up in Bideford and in the West Country, there was a way that they lived that isn't the way that I lived, and I really loved it there. I got on well with people there, and it was enjoyable. But I realise, looking back, that I was always the stranger. Yeah. Okay, that's me for today. Hope you're having a good day, and you'll get this if it uploads at a reasonable time. You might get this at 8 o'clock this evening. Oh, he's in the back now. Okay, take care. See you soon.